Ladies and gentlemen, you are destined for greatness, and I want you to understand that, because to understand that is to truly understand the power that lies within you. Right now, some of you might be wondering, how do I tap into that strength? How do I become the woman I know I'm capable of being? The first step, ladies, is realizing that you already have everything you need to succeed. The strength, the resilience, the power, it's all already inside of you. We live in a world that tries to tell us who we are, how we should behave, and what we should aspire to. But none of that matters, because at the end of the day, your journey is about one thing: you. Your purpose, your vision. The life you choose to create for yourself on your terms. And believe me, you can create it. But only if you step into your own power. And stepping into your power means understanding something fundamental. You have to believe in yourself first, even when the world isn't ready to believe in you. You see, society will always try to place limits on you. It will tell you, no, you can't do that. No, you're not strong enough. No, you're too emotional. No, you're not pretty enough. No, you don't have the connections. No, you're not enough. But I'm here to tell you right now, none of that is true. You were born for more than what the world tells you is possible. A strong woman isn't born from ease. A strong woman isn't born because she had everything handed to her. No, she becomes strong because she faces challenges head on. She gets knocked down, she stumbles, but she gets back up again and again. She keeps her eyes on the prize no matter how hard it gets. She's not waiting for someone else to tell her she's ready. She takes the steps, she makes the decisions, she gets out there and lives her truth. And this is something that needs to be understood. Becoming a strong woman doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It doesn't mean you don't have moments of doubt, of fear. It doesn't mean you don't have moments where you want to quit. But what it does mean is that you understand that pain is temporary. That fear is an emotion, not a state of being. That doubt is something you can challenge and overcome. The moment you choose to keep going, even when it's hard, that's the moment you claim your strength. A strong woman owns her story. She doesn't run from it. She doesn't hide from her struggles or her scars. She uses them as fuel, as lessons that shape who she is. Yes, there are things that hurt, things that you wish had gone differently, but those things don't define you unless you let them. Every experience, every hardship, every triumph, it's all a part of your unique journey. It's the combination of all of it that makes you who you are. The world needs you. It needs women who are unapologetically themselves. It needs women who have the courage to speak up, to rise up, to push forward when everything tells them to stop. It needs women who are strong enough to go through the fire, come out the other side with grace, with wisdom, with resilience. You can be that woman. I know you can. But it's going to take work. It's going to take perseverance. And yes, it's going to take faith. Because you can't do it alone. Nobody does it alone. Strength is not about isolating yourself from the world or trying to carry everything on your shoulders. True strength comes from community, from lifting each other up. And as you rise, it's your responsibility to bring others with you. It's your duty to be the example. Because when one woman rises, when she claims her power, she creates a ripple effect that inspires others to do the same. Now, let me tell you something about resilience. People will doubt you. People will question your motives, your actions, and your choices. They'll try to hold you back or hold you down. But resilience is the ability to keep going in spite of it all. It's a refusal to let someone else's opinion become your reality. It's about understanding that people who talk down to you or try to tear you down, they're speaking from a place of their own fears. You don't need to absorb their negativity. You don't need to carry their weight. You have your own life to live. You have to learn to trust your instincts. When you feel that inner voice, that quiet whisper telling you to move, to act, to be bold, follow it. Trust yourself. A strong woman understands that the biggest decisions in her life often don't come from a place of logic, but from a place of intuition. You can't always explain it. You don't always know how it's going to work out. But when you believe in your gut, you start making decisions that are aligned with your purpose, not anyone else's expectations. That's the thing about strength that comes from within. It doesn't come from validation from others. It doesn't come from your social media likes or followers. It doesn't come from the applause or recognition. It comes from knowing who you are, knowing what you're capable of, and doing the work even when no one is watching. It comes from building your character, your integrity, your resilience. Strength is built in the quiet moments, in the struggle, in the grind. And let me tell you something else. Being a strong woman is not about being perfect. It's not about having it all together all the time. No one does. A strong woman isn't afraid to show vulnerability. She's not afraid to ask for help, to admit she's struggling, to acknowledge her flaws. But she's also not afraid to rise, to take charge, to lead. She understands that perfection is a myth. It's about being authentic. It's about owning your imperfections and knowing that you don't have to be anything other than yourself. There's something else I need you to understand. You will fall. You will fail. But failure is never permanent unless you allow it to be. When you fail, you learn. You grow. You get stronger. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. So when life knocks you down, and it will, don't stay down. Don't wallow in defeat. Get back up. Dust yourself off. Look at your challenges as lessons, as opportunities to get better, stronger, smarter. And while you're getting back up, remember this. It's okay to take your time. A strong woman doesn't rush her journey. She doesn't let others rush her. She knows that there's no timeline for greatness. She knows that sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is to pause, to breathe, to reset. Sometimes strength comes from the ability to be still, to reflect, and to wait for the right moment to move forward. Success doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come because you wish for it, or because you think about it, or because you post it on social media. It comes from hard work, from dedication, from being willing to sacrifice. A strong woman works behind the scenes. She does the work when no one is looking, when no one is applauding. She works with passion, with purpose. And she keeps her focus on the long term, not the quick rewards. I want you to understand that your dreams are valid. I don't care how impossible they seem. I don't care how many people tell you it can't be done. You can do it. But it starts with you. It starts with you believing in yourself, trusting your journey, and understanding that no one has the power to define your worth except for you. Your dreams are as big as your belief in them. I want you to get up every day with purpose, with passion, with a fire in your belly. I want you to go after everything you want. And when you get knocked down, because you will, don't stay there. Rise up. Keep moving forward. And if you ever feel lost, if you ever feel like you don't know what comes next, just remember you were born to do this. You are strong, capable, and worthy of every success, every happiness, and every opportunity that comes your way. So go out there and be the woman you were meant to be. Step into your strength. Embrace your power. Know that you are unstoppable. And when the world tries to tell you otherwise, remind that you are a force to be reckoned with. True strength is not about perfection or avoiding challenges, but about resilience, getting back up after setbacks, trusting your instincts, and believing in your own power, even when others doubt you. A strong woman understands that her story, including her struggles and scars, shapes who she is. She doesn't hide from her past or flaws, but uses them as fuel to move forward and help others do the same. Failure is a part of the process, not the end. A strong woman learns from her mistakes, grows from them, and keeps moving forward. The key is not how many times you fall, but how many times you rise. Your dreams are valid and achievable. Strength lies in pursuing those dreams with passion and purpose, regardless of what others think. Trust your journey, embrace your uniqueness, and never let anyone define your worth. Strength comes from within. It's something that no one can give you and no one can take away. It's a quality that is innate, a power that resides deep inside you, even when you don't always see it or feel it. It's that quiet voice inside that says you can do this even when the world around you is telling you that you can't. It's the courage to keep going when everything else is telling you to stop. And it's about learning to believe in yourself when the road ahead seems uncertain. The truth is, the world is full of distractions, full of noise, full of opinions, and often the louder the world gets, the harder it is to hear that inner voice. But that's when it's most important to listen to the quiet strength inside you that is waiting to be tapped into. Strength isn't something that comes from outside influences, from external validation, or from a perfect environment. It comes from the way you think about yourself, the way you approach challenges, and the way you choose to keep moving forward despite the obstacles that might stand in your way. You see, when you understand that your strength comes from within, you begin to realize that you don't need to seek approval from others to validate your worth. In a world that constantly measures success by the standards of others, by how much money you make, how many followers you have, or how many awards you win, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that true strength is something that doesn't need to be measured by anyone but yourself. Strength isn't a product of your resume or your social media presence. It's a product of how you show up for yourself, how you rise when you fall in, and how you trust in your own resilience. The power inside you is quiet, but it is unshakable. It's that feeling you get when you stand on your own 2 feet, even when the world tells you to sit down, to be quiet, to play small. Strength comes from choosing to keep going even when you're afraid, even when the odds seem stacked against you. It's not about being fearless, it's about being courageous in the face of fear. It's about doing it anyway. It's about the moments when you feel like everything is falling apart, but you still choose to move forward, one step at a time, even though you're not sure how things will work out. There will always be voices trying to tell you that you can't, that you won't, that you shouldn't. There will always be people who doubt your abilities, your dreams, your potential. They will try to convince you that you are not strong enough, not capable enough, not good enough. But strength, true strength, is not about never being afraid or never having doubts. It's about deciding to keep going, to keep pushing forward in spite of the fear and doubt. It's about taking those negative voices, both external and internal, and using them as fuel to propel you forward, not to hold you back. One of the hardest things to learn is that strength often comes in the form of vulnerability. It's hard to admit when you don't know something, or when you need help, or when you've made a mistake, but acknowledging those moments is where your strength grows. It takes strength to face your fears, to confront your insecurities, to embrace your flaws. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, when you allow yourself to be human, you open up a deeper layer of strength inside you. You stop pretending to be something you're not, and you start embracing who you truly are, scars and all. And here's the thing, true strength is built not in moments of triumph, but in moments of adversity. It's easy to feel strong when everything is going well. It's easy to feel confident when you're winning, when you're surrounded by praise and admiration. But strength is built in the difficult moments, when you don't know how you're going to make it through, when the odds seem impossible, when you feel like quitting is the only option. Strength is forged in those moments when you're tested, when you're pushed beyond your comfort zone. It's about being knocked down and choosing to get back up, even when it feels like you've lost everything. But here's the secret to real strength. It's not just about getting back up. It's about getting back up stronger. When life knocks you down, when you fail, when you feel defeated, you have two choices. You can let those moments define you, let them tell you that you're not enough, or you can take those moments and turn them into your fuel. You can learn from them. You can get smarter, wiser, more resilient. Every setback, every failure, every disappointment, it's all part of the process. It's all part of becoming the strongest version of yourself. Strength also comes from learning to trust your own voice, your own intuition. How many times have you listened to others only to find that what they said didn't align with what you knew to be true for yourself? Too many times we let the opinions and expectations of others cloud our judgment, and we forget to listen to that quiet inner knowing that is guiding us. Your intuition is a part of your strength. It's your internal compass guiding you toward the decisions that are right for you, even when those decisions don't make sense to others. And yes, sometimes listening to your own voice means you'll have to go against the grain, but that's okay. Trust yourself, because no one else has the same perspective on your life that you do. A strong woman knows that her worth is not defined by external circumstances. She understands that her strength is a reflection of her character, her choices, her actions. She understands that the world will test her, challenge her, and push her to the limits. But she also knows that the true measure of her strength is not in how many times she wins, but in how many times she rises after a fall. It's in how she handles rejection, how she copes with failure, and how she maintains her integrity in the face of adversity. But here's the most important thing to understand: strength isn't about doing it alone. Strength doesn't mean you have to carry the weight of the world on your own shoulders. It means knowing when to lean on others, when to ask for help, and when to let others lift you up. Strength is about recognizing your need for support, your need for connection, and your ability to ask for what you need. It's about building a community of people who will support you, who will encourage you, and who will help you stay strong when you feel weak. Strength is also about self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be strong for others if you're not strong for yourself. Taking time to rest, to recharge, to nurture yourself, this is not selfishness. This is a necessary part of your strength. You can't run on empty, and you can't give from a place of depletion. So make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you nurture your mind, body, and spirit. And remember, strength is not about being perfect. It's about progress. It's about growing, evolving, and becoming the best version of yourself, step by step. It's about learning to embrace the journey, even when it's messy, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels like you're not moving fast enough. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and neither does strength. It's built over time with every decision, every challenge, and every step forward. Strength comes from within. It comes from the quiet moments of reflection, the moments when you choose to be vulnerable, the moments when you face adversity with courage and grace. It comes from trusting yourself, from listening to your intuition, from doing the work even when no one is watching. It comes from learning to rise after every fall and to turn failure into fuel. And it comes from embracing the fact that you are enough just as you are. You don't need anyone's approval to be strong. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're capable. You are already strong. The strength that you seek is already inside you. All you need to do is tap into it. Your journey is uniquely yours. There is no one else who has lived your life, faced your challenges, or experienced the same lessons you've learned. The moments that have shaped you, whether they were filled with joy, sorrow, triumph, or failure, are part of your story, and they make you who you are. But too often, we try to distance ourselves from our past, to run from the parts of our journey that we wish had been different. We think we should be someone else, that our past should have been easier, that if only we had made different choices, things would be better. But the truth is, the power lies not in changing your story, but in fully owning it. To own your story is to embrace every part of it, good, bad, and ugly. It means accepting the things you wish had been different, but also realizing that those very things have contributed to your strength, your resilience, and your wisdom. Your past has shaped you, but it does not define you. You get to decide how your story unfolds from this point forward. But in order to do that, you must first embrace the journey, all of it. Sometimes when we look at our journey, we only see the scars, the mistakes, the moments we regret. We see the lost opportunities, the failures, and the things we could have done better. We forget to look at all that we have overcome. We forget to see the strength it took to keep going, the courage it took to face the unknown, the perseverance it took to keep rising after falling. Every step of your journey, every twist and turn has been an essential part of your growth. And every experience, whether it seemed like a setback or a victory at the time, has brought you to this moment. You might not always understand why things happen as they do, why life seems to throw one challenge after another your way. It's easy to get caught in the mindset that the obstacles in your life are somehow unfair or unjust. But the reality is, the challenges you face are often the things that shape you into the person you are meant to be. If you never struggled, if you never faced adversity, how would you know how strong you are? How would you know what you're capable of if you never had to push through hard times? Strength isn't something you learn by staying in your comfort zone. It's something you discover when you're forced to rise, when you're faced with adversity, and when you keep going even when you don't know how. It's important to recognize that your journey is valid, no matter how messy it might seem. There is no timeline for success or happiness. There is no set path that you must follow in order to be worthy of love, success, or fulfillment. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to have the perfect story. The only thing that matters is that you are living your truth, that you are being true to yourself, and that you are willing to continue your journey with courage and authenticity. It's easy to get caught up in comparing your journey to the journeys of others. You see someone else's success, someone else's seemingly perfect life, and you wonder why yours isn't the same. But the reality is that everyone's journey is different. Someone else's path may look easier or it may look more glamorous, but you don't know what it took for them to get there. You don't know the struggles they faced, the pain they endured, the sacrifices they made. Everyone has their own story. And just because someone else's story seems more polished or more successful doesn't mean yours is any less meaningful or valuable. Your story is just as important as anyone else's. You have a right to own it, to be proud of the person you've become, and to honor the experiences that have shaped you. Even the darkest moments have meaning. The times when you thought you couldn't go on, the times when you thought you'd never find your way, those are the moments that have made you who you are today. You are a compilation of your experiences, your wins, your losses, your mistakes, and your successes. All of it is a part of you. All of it has contributed to the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience that you carry within you. Owning your story means giving yourself permission to feel. It means embracing the emotions that come with being human, the joy, the sadness, the frustration, the excitement. Too often we try to suppress our feelings, to hide our vulnerability, thinking that it makes us weak. But vulnerability is not weakness. It is one of the greatest signs of strength. When you allow yourself to feel, when you give yourself permission to be vulnerable, you give yourself the opportunity to heal, to grow, and to learn. It's okay to not have everything figured out. It's okay to have moments of doubt. But in those moments, allow yourself to acknowledge your feelings and let them pass. Don't hide from your emotions. Don't push them away. Feel them, process them, and let them make you stronger. To embrace your journey means to release the need for perfection. So often we are taught to believe that success comes from being flawless, having the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect body, the perfect life. But perfection is a myth. There is no such thing as a perfect journey, and there is no such thing as a perfect person. What matters is how you move through life. It's not about being flawless, it's about being authentic. It's about showing up for yourself every day, even when things aren't perfect, even when you're scared, even when you don't know what comes next. Your imperfections are not things to be ashamed of. They are what make you human. They are what make your journey real, raw, and meaningful. When you embrace your journey, you also embrace the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about excusing the wrongs done to you. It's about releasing the weight that comes with holding on to grudges, resentment, and pain. It's about giving yourself the freedom to move forward, unburdened by the past. Forgiving others doesn't mean you forget what happened. It means you release the hold it has on you. You stop letting it dictate your future. And forgiving yourself is just as important. We all make mistakes. We all have regrets. But those mistakes do not define you. They are simply part of your story. The true strength lies in forgiving yourself, learning from the experience, and using it to fuel your growth. Owning your story also means taking responsibility for your choices. We cannot always control the circumstances we face, but we can control how we respond to them. We can control how we let them shape us. Your journey is a reflection of the choices you've made along the way. Every decision, big or small, has led you to where you are today. Some of those decisions have been difficult. Some may have been mistakes. But they were all necessary. They were all part of your learning process. The key is to take ownership of those choices, to not shy away from them or place blame on others. When you take responsibility for your decisions, you regain your power. You stop being a victim of circumstance and you become an active participant in your own life. You become the author of your own story. As you continue on your journey, remember that it's okay to change course. You are allowed to pivot, to take detours, to redefine what success looks like for you. Just because you start down one path doesn't mean you have to stay on it forever. Your story is not set in stone. You have the power to rewrite it whenever you need to. If something isn't working, if it's no longer aligned with your truth, then change it. Reinvent yourself. It's your journey, and you get to decide how it unfolds. Owning your story also means celebrating your victories, no matter how small they may seem. In a world that constantly pushes us to do more, to be more, it's easy to overlook the progress we've made. We get so focused on the next goal, the next achievement, that we forget to celebrate how far we've come. Take a moment to acknowledge your victories. Appreciate the effort it took to get to where you are. Even the smallest accomplishments deserve recognition. They are all part of the journey. Your journey is not a race. It's not about reaching the destination as quickly as possible. It's about the experiences along the way, the lessons, the relationships, the challenges, and the triumphs. Don't rush through it. Don't try to skip over the hard parts. They are as important as the good parts. The struggles, the setbacks, the failures, they are what shape you, what teach you, what help you grow. Embrace each moment of your journey because it is all part of your story. Ultimately, owning your story is about accepting yourself, every part of you. It's about recognizing that you are enough just as you are. You don't need to change who you are to fit into someone else's idea of success. You don't need to live up to anyone's expectations except your own. Your journey is yours to embrace, yours to shape, and yours to be proud of. So own it, love it, live it. Failure is a word that strikes fear into the hearts of many. It's a word that carries with it a heavy weight and implication of defeat, of not being good enough, of having fallen short. But in truth, failure is not the end of the road. It's not a reflection of your worth or your potential. Failure is fuel. It is the raw material from which you build your resilience, your wisdom, and your strength. It is an inevitable part of any meaningful journey and the key to true success. In a society that often glorifies success and demonizes failure, we have been conditioned to believe that falling short is something to be ashamed of. We are told that success is the only acceptable outcome, and anything less than that is a failure. But this narrow view of failure prevents us from truly learning and growing. It keeps us locked in a cycle of fear, always playing it safe, always avoiding the possibility of failure. But the truth is, failure is one of the greatest teachers you will ever have. It is through our failures that we learn the most about ourselves. It is in those moments of struggle, of falling down and getting back up, that we discover our true potential. Failure is a signal that you are pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone. It means you are trying something new, something that requires you to step into the unknown. If you never fail, it's likely because you are not challenging yourself, because you are not taking risks, because you are playing it safe. Failure only occurs when you are striving to do something that you have not yet mastered, and that's where growth happens. If you want to grow, if you want to achieve anything meaningful, you must be willing to fail. It is not the failure that defines you, but how you respond to it that matters. It is the courage to rise again, to keep going, to use that failure as a stepping stone rather than a setback. Failure is often a matter of perspective. We tend to see failure as a negative event, something that reflects poorly on us. But in reality, failure is simply a part of the process. It is a natural and necessary element of success. Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has experienced failure along the way. Whether it's a scientist who failed hundreds of times before making a breakthrough discovery, or an athlete who missed the mark many times before winning the gold, failure is a universal experience for those who are willing to put in the work. It's important to realize that failure doesn't make you less capable or less worthy. It simply means that you are trying, and that trying is the first step towards success. What many people fail to realize is that failure is not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. The fear of failure often holds us back from taking action, from going after what we really want in life. But what's worse than failing is the regret of never having tried at all. Fear of failure can keep you stuck in inaction. And that is where true failure resides, in not trying. The most successful people aren't those who never fail, they are the ones who fail and keep going anyway. They know that failure is not the end, but rather the beginning of something new. It is a signal to learn, to adjust, to improve. Failure provides invaluable feedback. It shows you where you went wrong, what didn't work, and what needs to be tweaked in order to succeed. Think of failure as a redirection, a course correction. Instead of seeing it as a sign to give up, see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? What can I do differently next time? How can I improve? Every failure is a chance to refine your approach, to sharpen your skills, to strengthen your character. Without failure, there is no room for improvement. Without failure, there is no progress. A powerful mindset shift happens when you start to see failure not as something personal, but as a necessary part of the process. When you can detach yourself emotionally from the outcome and focus on the lessons learned from failure, you will be unstoppable. You realize that failure is not a reflection of your ability, but a reflection of your willingness to try, to push beyond your comfort zone, to take risks. Failure is not your identity, it's just a moment in time. You are not defined by your failures, but by how you choose to rise from them. Failure also teaches you resilience. It is easy to succeed when things are going well, when the wind is at your back and everything falls into place. But the true test of strength lies in how you respond to adversity. It's easy to keep going when the going is easy, but it takes real courage to keep moving forward when everything seems to be working against you. Failure teaches you how to bounce back, how to persevere when things get tough. It teaches you how to build mental and emotional toughness, how to keep going even when you don't feel like it. It teaches you to get back up time and time again, no matter how many times you fall. Resilience is built through failure. It's in those moments when you feel defeated, when you're unsure if you can continue, that your character is forged. And here's the key: you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get everything right on the first try. In fact, getting it right the first time is rare. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they have succeeded, but what sets them apart is their determination to keep going. They don't give up after one setback. They don't let failure stop them from pursuing their dreams. They keep going, keep learning, keep improving. They see failure as a temporary obstacle, not as the end of the road. To use failure as fuel, you must reframe it in your mind. You have to stop seeing failure as something to avoid and instead start seeing it as a catalyst for growth. When you embrace failure, you take away its power to control you. You take away the fear that comes with it. You learn to fail faster, learn quicker, and grow stronger. You stop being afraid of the process, and you start embracing it for what it is, a necessary part of the journey towards success. One of the most important things you can do when faced with failure is to maintain a positive outlook. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned. It's easy to spiral into negative self-talk and doubt. But in those moments, it's crucial to remind yourself that failure is not a reflection of who you are. It's simply a momentary setback. It's a signal that you need to adjust, to try again, to do better. Failure is temporary. It's the courage to keep moving forward that matters. It's the decision to continue learning, to keep putting in the effort, and to never give up that determines your future success. Failure is also an essential part of discovering your true potential. You can't know what you're capable of until you've been tested. You can't understand your own resilience until you've been knocked down and had to rise again. Failure reveals the strength that you never knew you had. It shows you what you're made of. And when you push through failure, when you keep going despite the odds, you build a belief in yourself that becomes unshakable. Think of failure as a gift. It's a gift that shows you where you can improve. It's a gift that teaches you patience, persistence, and perseverance. It's a gift that strengthens your character and gives you the opportunity to learn and grow. Failure is not an obstacle, it is an opportunity. It's a chance to try again, to refine your approach, and to come back even stronger. When you start to see failure as fuel, you no longer fear it. You begin to welcome it as part of the process. No one likes to fail, but if you're not failing, you're not growing. Failure is the greatest teacher. It's the thing that will push you beyond your limits, challenge you to be better, and help you reach new heights. It's the key to becoming the person you are meant to be and to achieving the things you are meant to achieve. So the next time you fail, don't see it as the end. See it as the beginning. See it as the beginning. See it as the fuel that will drive you to the next level of success. Believing in your dreams and your worth is not just a matter of thinking positive thoughts or hoping that one day your dreams will come true. It is an active daily choice, a commitment to trust yourself, to trust the process, and to trust that you are worthy of everything you desire. Too often, we allow self-doubt, fear, and external voices to drown out our inner belief, to convince us that we are not good enough, or that our dreams are too big, too impossible, or too unrealistic. But the truth is, your dreams are yours for a reason, and your worth is not determined by anyone else's opinion but your own. When you stop believing in your dreams, when you start to doubt your own potential, you give up your power. You surrender to the idea that your future is not in your control. But when you choose to believe in your dreams, when you decide that your goals and desires are valid, important, and achievable, you take your power back. You reclaim your ability to shape your destiny, to create the life you want, and to go after what sets your soul on fire. Believing in your dreams starts with understanding that your dreams matter. It's so easy to dismiss our dreams as unrealistic or impractical, especially when the world around us encourages us to follow a more traditional, safer path. We are often taught to focus on stability and security over passion and purpose. But living a life based solely on security, based on what is expected, will never bring fulfillment. It's in the pursuit of your dreams that you discover your true potential, your true purpose, and your true joy. The moment you stop believing in your dreams is the moment you stop living life on your terms. And yet, so many of us are afraid to fully embrace our dreams. We worry that we're not qualified enough, that we don't have the right connections, or that we're not smart enough to make them happen. These are all lies we tell ourselves to keep us small, to keep us from stepping into our power. Your worth is not determined by your circumstances or your qualifications. It's not determined by the opinions of others. Your worth is inherent in who you are as a person. You were born worthy, and your dreams are a reflection of your potential. One of the most powerful things you can do is to align your actions with your beliefs. It's one thing to say you believe in your dreams, but it's another thing entirely to back up those beliefs with consistent, focused action. Belief without action is simply wishful thinking. You must be willing to do the work, to take the risks, to put yourself out there, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. Your dreams won't happen overnight, and they certainly won't happen if you're too afraid to put in the effort. But when you believe in your dreams enough to take action, when you show up for yourself, even when it's difficult, that's when the magic happens. Part of believing in your dreams is also recognizing that failures are part of the process, not the end. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when you face setbacks, disappointments, or even outright failure. But failure is not a sign that your dreams aren't meant to be. It's simply part of the journey. The most successful people in the world are not those who never fail. They are the ones who fail, learn, adjust, and keep going. They believe in their dreams so deeply that they refuse to let failure stop them. They understand that failure is just a stepping stone to success, a lesson that leads to growth, resilience, and eventual achievement. If you truly believe in your dreams, you'll find the strength to keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough. Another key element of believing in your dreams is realizing that you are the creator of your own reality. Too many people sit back and wait for things to happen, for the right opportunity to fall into their laps, or for someone else to give them permission to pursue their passions. But the truth is, if you want something in life, you have to take ownership of it. You have to go after it with everything you've got. Nobody is going to hand you your dreams. You have to take them. You have to create your own opportunities, make your own path, and take bold, decisive action. You are the one who has the power to shape your future. Believing in your worth is just as important as believing in your dreams. Your worth is not dependent on what you accomplish or what others think of you. It is inherent in who you are, simply by being you. Too many people tie their worth to external achievements, whether it's a promotion, a degree, or approval from others. But your worth is not contingent on anything outside of yourself. It is not defined by your job, your bank account, your relationship status, or the number of social media followers you have. You are worthy because you exist, because you are unique, because you have something valuable to offer the world that no one else can. When you truly understand and internalize your worth, you stop settling for less than you deserve. You stop accepting relationships, situations, and opportunities that don't align with your true potential. You stop allowing fear, doubt, or insecurity to keep you from pursuing your dreams. You know you are worthy of success, love, and happiness, and you refuse to settle for anything less. You set boundaries, you make choices that serve your highest good, and you prioritize your growth. Believing in your worth is the foundation upon which you build everything else in your life. It is the bedrock of your confidence, your self-esteem, and your ability to go after what you want. Many people struggle to believe in their worth because they've been conditioned by society, by their upbringing, or by past experiences to think of themselves as unworthy or unimportant. We've all been told in one way or another that we need to prove ourselves, that we need to be better, more, or different in order to be valued. But that's a lie. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You are enough just as you are. You were born with the gifts, talents, and strengths that make you uniquely capable of achieving your dreams. If you want to believe in your worth, you must start by changing the way you talk to yourself. The voice inside your head has a huge impact on how you perceive yourself and your potential. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not capable of achieving your dreams, you will start to believe it. But if you begin to speak to yourself with kindness, with encouragement, with belief in your abilities, you will begin to change your mindset. Affirm your worth every day. Remind yourself of your strengths. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. You are worthy of every good thing that life has to offer, and you deserve to live the life of your dreams. Believing in your worth also means not allowing others to define you. People will always have opinions about your dreams and about your potential, but their opinions are not facts. They do not define you. If you listen to the naysayers, if you allow the judgments of others to control your actions, you will never achieve your dreams. You must learn to tune out the negativity and to trust your own voice. You are the one who knows what is best for you. You are the one who knows your own potential. And when you believe in your worth, you stop seeking validation from others and start finding your worth from within. One of the most powerful acts of self-belief is surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you are surrounded by people who doubt your dreams or make you feel small, it will be much harder to believe in yourself. But when you surround yourself with those who encourage you, who believe in your potential, and who push you to be your best, your belief in yourself will grow exponentially. Find those people who celebrate you, who challenge you, and who support your journey. Their belief in you will fuel your own belief in yourself. Believing in your dreams is about being willing to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to trust that you have what it takes to succeed. It's about refusing to let fear control your actions and choosing to act with courage and conviction. When you believe in your dreams, you know that the path to success is not always straight, but it is always worth it. You are capable of achieving incredible things, but only if you believe that you can. Your dreams and your worth are not separate, they are connected. Believing in one means believing in the other. When you truly believe in your worth, you will have the confidence and the courage to pursue your dreams with everything you've got. You will understand that you deserve success, happiness, and fulfillment. You will stop waiting for permission and start creating the life you want. So trust in your dreams, trust in your worth. And remember, there is nothing that can stop you once you believe in yourself.